We're here at ONS on the second day with Interocean. How are we doing today?
Oh, we are doing well. It's pretty much people and the sun is shining and everybody's in a good mood, I think.
I'm glad to hear it. It's been an action-packed show. I know this is your first day on the show floor. How have you found it so far?
I found it quite positive when it comes to the oil and gas exploration in Norway, which is good for a company like Interocean. And looking forward to spend a few more hours and days on the trade floor.
I'm glad to hear it. So, you're speaking about oil and gas in Norway and the sort of big announcements that were made on the first day of the conference. But tell me, I'm going to focus on the negatives as all journalists do. What are the big challenges facing Interocean right now? You know, the theme of the conference is courage, and we sometimes need courage to deliver investment in times of uncertainty. What's the biggest challenge?
It is divided in two, actually. If we are speaking of oil and gas, it's always a challenge to get the best people at the best places to deliver the best quality at the right time. When it comes to renewables and so on, I feel that maybe Norway is not behind, but we need to know what the government thinks, what they are willing to do. And honestly, I think we will see on bottom fixed offshore wind a slight delay in Norway maybe, and maybe that will follow by floating oil and wind. But we do a lot of that in UK and all over the world elsewhere. So for Interocean, it's actually pretty good.
I'm glad to hear it. So I guess thinking about Norway specifically, we're here in Stavanger, so it'd be amiss not to speak about the Norwegian sector. 2 years ago,
yes,
Interocean announced this big expansion in Norway. So that was around the time of the last ONS conference. We've had a whole conference cycle now. We're back at the show floor. How's that progressed and what's happening?
What we did is that, and we announced it at the last ONS, we established Interocean Norway AS, which is a joint venture, 50-50, between Seafront Group and Interocean. That is established. We have offices in Oslo, Larvik, Kristiansand, Stavanger, and in Ålesund. Now, this year, we are adding up with another service to deliver to our clients, which is DP and DP control of vessels and rigs and so on, and that will be located in Bergen. That is the sort of big news for this year.
So what brought you to Bergen? What's the big expansion there? What's the goal of that move?
It's actually a company called DP Marine that we team up with, and they will be Deep Ocean or Interocean's DP department, and they was located in Bergen already. And of course, Bergen have a strategic location. We do a lot of marine warranty out from Bergen. We do a lot of jobs for the insurance companies out from Bergen. So it fits our setup in Norway pretty well, actually.
I'm glad to hear it. So I guess you touched on wind and the difference between the UK and Norway. There's a lot of wind activity happening in the UK. Norway's got a lot of oil and gas activity. I think last night I heard something about the difference in pipelines, about something from Scotland and Norway's 2 gigawatts in the pipeline here, 25 gigawatts in Scotland. So when it comes to that sort of cross-border relationship, when it comes to the oil and gas activity here, the wind activity there, how important is it to have that connectivity across the border?
If you're speaking for Interocean as such, Interocean AS in Norway is still a small hands-on operative company. So we are totally independent on the global Interocean expertise. Interocean, more than 100 specialists all over the world, and we are working as one big happy family, right? So we need the expertise and the quality assurance from the global Interocean setup, which is very important for us. It used actually to be more oil and gas cooperation between UK and Norway before. We see the same thing as you see, that the wind is blowing maybe more on the UK side instead of the oil and gas, but we don't know, it might change. But the Scottish or the northern UK way of thinking when it comes to oil and gas, and the Norwegian way of thinking when it comes to oil and gas, is actually very much looked after all over the world. So we are a pretty good set off there with British employees and Norwegian employees leading project globally.
And so we touched on, how you found the show floor at the start. I'm going to wrap up by asking you, what are you looking forward to? What's still to see here in ONS?
Oh, that's a good question. Of course, I have booked quite a few meetings with clients, and ONS is a massive exhibition or trade show. So the focus here is to meet as many people as possible, and the work starts after. Here, it's a social happening. It's the biggest rumor spreader place in the industry, which is quite fun, and the work starts later when you call up and say hello and thank you for the beer we had last night.
Glad to hear it. Well, you're thanking for the beer last night. I'm thanking you for coming up today. Thank you very much. And thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening right here in Stavanger, well, there's only one place to be, and that's energyvoice.com.